I think the first telltale sign that you're away in the winter is you haven't had somebody clearing your snow.
An unplowed driveway is basically an invitation for trouble.
Hey, welcome to episode 368 of the Real Estate Podcast. For those of you taking a winter vacation somewhere in the sunny south, before you go, you have to watch this episode to get some tips on how to make sure you keep your home safe. And to save you some time, we've also included some timestamps in the description so you can jump to the content that's most important to you. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Real Estate Podcast, your go-to source for raw, unfiltered stories and expert tips. Whether you're a buyer, seller, tenant, landlord, or realtor, join us as we dive into the world of real estate.
Speaking of family.
And going away, family vacations.
Yeah, well, that's the time of year.
Great movie, by the way.
National Lampoons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a classic.
Actually, those are some that we start watching this time of year.
Love those movies. The Vegas Vacation one is prime.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh, you haven't?
I don't think so.
That's what we're talking about today, folks. Welcome back to the Real Estate Podcast. I'm Ariel and Adrian. Today we're talking about winter vacations, leaving your home.
Specifically how to protect your home while you're away.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a couple components to it. I think a lot of people think, well, how do I prevent theft and break-ins and stuff like that? I think that's probably the least of your concerns.
Yeah.
But it is something to consider. The other component to it, and from my opinion is more important, is how to avoid any unforeseen problems while you're away.
Yeah.
For example, a leak gone unnoticed for a week while nobody's home is extremely problematic. It's a little bit different than if you're home and you catch it in a few minutes. So how do you prevent this stuff?
Well, how do you prevent it?
Well, let's start maybe talking about the part that I think everyone generally gravitates to is thinking, okay, how do I make sure people think I'm home so they don't break in? Well, first of all, nobody wants to break into your home. Nobody wants to break into your home. So it's not going to happen. So don't stress about it. But there are things you can do to maybe put your mind at ease, because that's really all it's about, in my opinion, because nobody's breaking into your home.
Burglaries still happen.
Sure, but usually they're targeted, and usually they don't care if you're away. They're coming, and they're probably coming for your cars. So just, leave your keys on your front porch. That's what we're told to do nowadays.
Leave your keys on your front porch.
Well, they actually said, leave them in the front foyer. So the York Regional Police Officer said, and that...
Right, don't tuck them hidden, but you're not leaving them on the fucking front porch.
No, not on the porch, but he said leave them open, available in the front foyer.
Right.
So people can get them and you're safe. That was their solution. But no, I think realistically, it shouldn't be a concern, right? Nobody's going to break into your house. And if they are, it's because you're somehow affiliated with organized crime or some sketchy people.
Well, that's like saying don't exercise because you're going to die anyway.
That's completely unrelated. Okay, so let's talk about it. So what can you do? So we're talking about going away in the winter. I think the first telltale sign that you're away in the winter is you haven't had somebody clearing your snow.
Yeah.
Like your lights can be on and off on a timer all day long.
Right.
But if you got 3 feet of
so
snow
funny,
in your driveway.
when you see that.
Yeah.
Where the driveway. Now, I will say there have been times where I go to visit a client.
Yeah.
And I see the driveway is untouched.
Yeah.
The walkway untouched. And they've just been hermits and not left the house because they work from home.
Well, you'll usually see footsteps. I mean, people have to leave the house.
Why?
Well,
think of COVID.
Maybe not the day. Okay, but this isn't COVID. Maybe not the day of the snowstorm.
A few days, people don't necessarily have to leave the house. In fact, I would love those days where...
I would say nowadays, though, the average person...
People got used to that shit during COVID, man.
Nowadays, people are leaving the house or they're getting delivery. So there's going to be footsteps.
If it's minus 20 degrees outside and there's a foot of snow,
yeah,
some people just might not leave. Anyway, that's obviously not the norm.
No, the recommendation would be hire someone or have a neighbor, get someone to clear your snow regularly.
Yeah.
Not only for that purpose of making it appear like your home, but if you do have deliveries coming, maybe you don't realize it.
Or if you have a sidewalk.
Like you need to upkeep this stuff for other pedestrians or visitors, whatever it may be. And you should have someone coming to check in on the house maybe once during that week. I'd say at least once, really.
Some insurance companies actually have a requirement that if you are out of the house for X amount of days, that they require that.
I don't think it would ever apply to a vacation type of thing. I think
it depends how long your vacation is.
Yeah.
If you're not home for 30 days,
it'd be worth calling them.
Most insurance companies will have a clause.
I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable saying most, but I would think it would be interesting to know what some do require.
Well, we got some insurance agents that listen to the show, so maybe they'll chime in.
Yeah, so that would be step one. The lights thing, I think that's a good idea. You can have lights automated somehow. Also having people pick up your mail or deliveries if you get them on the porch. Like I had my neighbors next door. They called us recently and asked us to pick up a package while they were away.
You trading me in for the newer model?
Yeah, we're really chummy. Yeah, they asked us to pick up a package while they were away for a few days. So we picked it up, put it in our garage, kept it until they got home.
So it's funny you say that because speaking of neighbors, my grandfather's house years ago now, maybe 15, 20 years ago, was broken into in the middle of the day when he was at work.
Mm.
And it was the back sliding door that was broken. Like they broke the glass and came in through the back sliding door.
Yeah.
And he backs onto green space. So, if you do back onto green space and things like that, you might be more susceptible for those kind of entries into your home.
Yeah.
But it turns out it was the neighbor that broke in.
Why?
They knew his schedule and when he was going to be home and not.
Wow.
He drove a nice car. They figured that there was stuff in the house worth stealing, which there was. And
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say that most people will break into houses that appear unoccupied.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have a lot of that happening right now where that's not the case. They just come in brazenly just break into houses while people are sleeping and steal stuff and hold them at gunpoint. And that stuff is scary. But again, this is all like, 1 in a million chance. Unless unless you're hanging out with the wrong people. But one thing that I can't remember when the conversation occurred, but maybe it's just a video I saw or something with police officers giving recommendations. And they say you should answer the door or make it known that you're home, especially during the day, especially if it's like a single mom at home or something. Like It is actually recommended to answer the door so people know you are there. Because if they know you're home, they're less likely to come in. Because most people wanting to break in, they don't want to have to deal with other people being there. They don't want to hurt you or get caught. They want the houses that are empty.
And if you don't want to answer the door, just make the noise of footsteps in the house so they hear that somebody's home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or ring doorbells, although you can do those remotely, so you never really know. But
yes, that's right. But I think those are the key things. Have somebody check in on it, have the lights on some sort of automation.
But let's talk about
the more important part.
Like the disasters that can happen.
Yeah.
So, because let's face it, most disasters in the winter when you're on vacation will happen inside the house, not on the outside.
Yeah. Well, I think the easiest solution to this is you shut off and drain your water.
What do you mean by shut off and drain? Explain that.
So in the summer, I don't do this because we have water, things like our little irrigation system watering a couple of planters. I don't want them to die. So I don't shut the water off while I'm away during the summer. But in the winter, I could. So you just shut off the main water supply. So you're going to have one valve somewhere, where the water comes into the house on the, you see your water meter just past that.
Usually it's in the basement.
A valve to shut it off. Usually, it could be a little turn knobby thing or a ball valve style. Yeah, just shut it off and then open a couple of taps in the basement, preferably lowest area in the house, and then one up the top just to help with airflow. Drain all the water out, and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And then you don't have to worry about leaks. Unless you're like my brother, where it actually burst at the valve.
Ooh.
And was shooting. He wasn't home. I don't know where he was. He wasn't home. He was shooting up in the basement, like extreme, high pressure, of course, because it's the main water supply coming into the house. And someone went in to check on something else and happened to hear noise downstairs, went downstairs. He had like several inches of water everywhere.
Oh, wow.
So,
several inches. So it wasn't too long after.
But the whole basement.
Right.
So still long enough. But it doesn't take long to fill up at that rate.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be my number one recommendation. The other thing I think is sump pumps.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of people don't think about that.
Yeah.
But if you get a day of warm thaw, then your sump pump might need to be working overtime. So make sure that's working. So maybe you can explain. Most people don't even know they have a sump pump or how they work.
A lot of homes don't have a sump pump.
That's true.
They may not need it. Depends on the elevation of the home.
Mm-hmm.
But for simple explanation, a sump pump is a pump. It's a submersible pump in a pit somewhere in your foundation. So usually it's in the basement, and it collects excess water through a weeping tile system of some sort that is around the foundation of your home, and it prevents excess water from essentially penetrating your foundation or sitting at the foundation. So this sump pit collects excess water, and the pump is usually set to go off once that pit starts to fill up, and then it will pump out the water from the pit to the exterior, and hopefully that exterior pipe is well away from the foundation.
Well, I think that's important because...
Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say a lot of people will add extensions to their... I don't know what you'd call it, but the pipe that leaves the house, right? Where all the water is extracted or ejected, rather. And the problem with that in the winter is it'll freeze. So it's actually against most building codes, to my knowledge, that you are not supposed to attach anything to it.
No, but you can have like a trough style.
Yeah, so that's the key, is if you do have... So, for example, my dad used to do that. He extended the pipe, and he dug this big pit and filled it with rocks and, things that were suitable for proper drainage, because it was in an area that was kind of intrusive into his little backyard space. But in the winter, he would disconnect it because it would have frozen.
Right.
And then you're just pumping water, and it's going to clog, and maybe you overheat the pump, and then your pump's shot, and then your sump pit's going to overflow.
Yep.
But the other important thing, too, is, power outages potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So you should maybe have battery backup.
You can get some nice backup systems for your sump pump and your sump pump system.
Mm-hmm.
They are pretty cost effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea. The other component to it is a lot of people might turn the heat down a lot.
Define a lot. So what temperature do you heat your home at during the winter months? Let's say it's the middle of January.
Well, yesterday
It's a tough Canadian winter.
I went home yesterday and
average
said it was
like minus 8 to minus 12 every day outside.
So yesterday I went home and it was 22, and we all kind of felt like it was chilly, so I turned it up to 23.
Ooh, you turned it up to 23?
I know, I don't usually do that. But that 23 was very comfortable. 22, I think there's somewhere in that
What's
range.
That in Fahrenheit?
I don't know, 74, 70, something like that. Hey Siri, how many degrees Fahrenheit is 22 degrees Celsius? 71.6. So 73 is probably around 74.
Right.
Like that.
Do you think your windows are starting to fail?
Do I think they're starting to fail?
Yeah.
Like the seals?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one just at the front of the house that's poor.
Yeah. Have you replaced the the weather stripping and stuff around doors?
I actually did all the doors.
Ooh.
I did all the weather stripping because we painted all our exterior doors. So I said, well, let's do it properly.
Yeah.
So we did all the weather stripping. We got little inserts to make sure they were sealed up nice.
Right.
I adjusted all the latch plates because they didn't quite seal tight enough. So I moved them all in a little bit so it was a tighter seal.
So when you go on vacation
Mm-hmm.
in the winter, what would you drop the temperature down to
16, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. But even that, I mean, how much are you going to save? Is it even worth it?
Right. You're gone for a week or two.
This is not going to make a big
Yeah, you're going to save $5.
Right. 10 max.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even.
You know what I like to do is, and I don't know if there are any Wi-Fi controlled bathroom fans.
Well, the switches.
But you can do, I was just going to say, you can have a Wi-Fi controlled switch
Mm-hmm.
for one of the upstairs bathroom fans and have a Wi-Fi thermostat. So one great tip when you're away for extended periods of time is to turn those on and let the air circulate.
Yeah.
Because if you're gone for a long time and the heat isn't running as often, or even in the summer, the AC isn't running as often, it's nice to circulate the air so you're not coming home to like that stale, musty air. It also helps for condensation on your windows when you're gone.
Well, this for us too, when I don't know.
That's actually, hang on, that's a good tip. Because a lot of people close their shutters and close their blinds and all the window coverings and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're gone. Well, oftentimes you'll get condensation between the windows and the window coverings, and that condensation, when there's no air movement, can quickly start getting moldy.
Yeah. Especially if they don't turn the temperature down.
Right.
More likely to
Yeah.
happen. So
If
maybe
it's humid
maybe
in there.
there's a reason to lower it a little bit.
Well, of course you lower it a bit. Yeah.
But the another thing was the air circulation. I haven't looked at it in the winter because we haven't really traveled a whole lot in the winter for several years. But in the summer when we're away for a week and there's no airflow, our radon goes up in the basement.
Right.
Right.
No
So,
airflow.
Yeah. So we always, the day before we come home, we turn on the furnace fan to get the air circulating. And we have all of our bathroom fans are on Wi-Fi switches. So we turn all that stuff on and it brings it down to nice low levels again before we get home.
Have you looked into any radon mitigation systems? Off topic a little bit, but
Yeah. They're pretty simple. They're like $300 to $500 for the fan. And
I'm surprised you haven't installed one yet.
yeah, our radon's not high enough to worry about it, but it is on my list of things I may consider doing.
So we talked, an unplowed driveway is basically an invitation for trouble. The biggest risk during winter vacation isn't theft. It's actually the inside of the house,
That's
oftentimes water. So shutting off your main water valve, draining them. Do you do anything with the toilets, like take out the water or anything like that, or no?
That's
if you're closing the
like if you're closing
a cottage. Yeah.
I pour antifreeze in my toilets
Yeah.
when I go to Dominican.
Yeah. Well, some people are excessive.
You could winterize your house if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And
Well, it
shut the
depends how
furnace-
long you're gone for.
shut the
Like
furnace
if you're
right off.
if you're a snowbird,
Yeah.
obviously you're taking different precautions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well, then
If-
you just have somebody visit regularly.
yeah, but even then, like putting antifreeze in your like if you got one of the toilets that you want where they blow dry you in the whole bit,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be putting antifreeze in that if I was gone from December to March.
Maybe.
Yeah. A trusted neighbor beats any smart home gadget. So good thing you got the new neighbor on the other side.
It's nice having good neighbors finally.
Yeah, finally. Wait till I move. And any Anything else before we wrap it up?
No, I think that sums it up.
Well, if you experienced travelers have any tips that you have experienced yourselves over the years, we'd love to.
Or if you've come home to any sort of horror story, let us
Yeah.
know.
I bet you there are some
For
horror
sure.
stories in our
I've heard them in the past. It's
From our
floods that
clients
when obviously unseen and they turned into a crazy amount of mold.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Mold is not good.
No, well, we can end on that. That's a great way to end.
Bye.
Ciao.
Thanks for watching or listening to this episode. And for those of you going on vacation, hopefully you have a great time. And hopefully some of these tips come in handy. But for those of you staying local because you're planning to sell your home this winter, especially if you have a pool, watch this episode of the podcast because we've got some great tips on how to make sure you maximize the value out of all that landscaping you've got back there and also protect yourself with some key clauses. Thanks for watching.